Welcome back to another episode of the Ridgeway Pod. I'm your host Udoy, and along with Ush, we're here to talk about the continuation of the NBA playoffs. We have a small sample size of how the series are going. I believe today we officially end two games for every series. So we kind of have a good gist of how the series are going for the most part. And yeah, we're here to just dissect what we saw in the first one or two games, and yeah, hope you guys enjoy our super expert opinions. We'll start off with the before we get started, please like, comment, and subscribe on this video. I really appreciate the support. Okay, and I guess we'll start with the Eastern Conference. The Boston Celtics lead the Orlando Magic 1-0 so far. The game has started as we're recording. So yeah, Ushman, what do you have to say about what you saw so far from game one, I guess?
Well, I'll start off by saying this. Today's game right now, Boston's a 10.5 point favorite. So that can kind of tell you what the series is going to be and where we're going with this series. What I saw from game one, honestly, I watched the first quarter and I was like, you know what? Like, shout out Orlando. They're fighting hard and they're trying their best.
Mhm.
It is just a severe personnel matchup disadvantage. This is like just there's a couple of the series that are going on in the playoffs like this. Even when you watch the game, like you see Paulo and Franz, they accounted for I think like over 50% of the points that Orlando scored that game. And the biggest thing to take away from this series is one, hopefully Tatum's wrist is okay. Like I don't know how bad
Mhm.
of injury there is because he's doubtful today, but obviously he's playing. Secondly, Derek White, he's Satan himself. He's another demonic entity that was created by
Joe
Pop
Moose. Oh
and
yeah.
Lose and Ime. I don't know what they did. I was talking to you. I was talking to you guys the other day. I was like, after that 2022 finals, he said, actually, all Celtic role players said we are never ever like playing bad ever again. Like we see that with superstars, like LeBron 2011. Like I'm never like it's never gonna be my fault again. Like my numbers are always
Yeah.
gonna be nice, bro. Boston said Boston role player said, "Yo, I'm making sure this is Tatum and Brown's fault if we lose. It's never my fault ever again." They
Yeah.
have like the best. They just all turn up. The entire what's it called? Drew Holiday can't. I mean, is just locking up Paulo every time he sees him. Even though Paulo had 34 points, he went over 5 against Drew Holiday, minus 14 I think against Drew Holiday. And then Derek White, he can't miss. He has more of a green light than Jason Tatum has from Missoula for some reason. And any shot he takes, it's like the most egregious shot that I feel like when he takes so many transition threes or so many like random pull ups when there's 14 seconds left on the shot clock and he just bangs them. Like it's just that's just his game. Like that's just what
Mhm.
he is. And that's the difference in this series. Like we said, I said it in the beginning of when we did the preview of this series, Orlando just doesn't have an offense. It's so hard for them to score. Like Paulo getting 36 and he was efficient, but it was like the hardest 36 I've ever seen in my life.
Right. No, it's true. And I guess I'm cutting in here, but based on just the stats, Derek White went 7 for 12 from three. And half of them are like, oh, that's like a contested three, or just he just randomly pulls up, like you said. It's pretty nuts. Jason Tatum is kind of back to building his playoff house. 8 for 22, because
Bro,
like
chill, chill.
he's the second about most shots. Well, actually, no, he took the most shots. He's
Yeah.
second most threes taken for the Celtics in game one. And you are right. Also, in Paolo and Franz, combining for 59 points. Nobody else hit double digits on the Orlando Magic team. You know what I mean? Like, if you're a seventh
86
seed,
points, I think, right? Like 85 points or something.
what?
Yeah, as a team, they had like 85 points.
86 points. Yeah. And 59 of those was
So it's
from
like
your two
80% of
stars. So that's the thing, right? Like, if no one else is gonna come to play, and you're a seventh seed for a reason, right? Like, you're versing the reigning defending champs. If no one else is here, this series is looking bleak, right? And I think I can give them Orlando Magic one like home game, maybe. But if
maybe.
Boston's
They have to have a lights out shooting game. That's the
yeah,
only thing.
but if Boston is and it's a series where like it's a game where Boston decided to like took it for granted. Like they didn't wake up for
Yeah,
the game.
they weren't
Honestly.
locked in at
Like
all.
that's the game they're gonna lose. And it's bound to happen, but no like stress. And that's kind of like the gist of this. series. I think that's what we predicted too, to be honest. It's like Boston's gonna this is gonna be for the role players to get their shots up and their schemes to keep going for like the when they go deeper into the playoffs, the everyone will be kind of more locked in. Unfortunately for Orlando, this is a warm up for the Boston Celtics role players to kind of just be
It
ready
is.
for
It
the
is.
big moments for when they verse those kind of teams or adversity down the line. But which is probably the finals or conference finals, like not even next.
I'll say this about Orlando though. What I said about their role players, like I didn't think it would be this bad though. Like
Yeah, it was
not a
tough.
single
Yeah.
player, not a single player in double digits in their starting lineup, and only what is it? One, two, three, four rotation pieces scored other than Paolo, and they scored like 4 points. And the last thing I'll say, I knew exactly like what like I knew exactly when Orlando was gonna get swept was when what's his name? Corey Joseph was starting.
Uh, I can
Like
double you. I can double down on that one, and I'm not even trying to be funny here. And there's a couple other series where I'm like, he's still playing in 2025. Like you would not expect him to be in the rotation, but Jonathan Isaac playing 18 minutes. Where no offense, like I didn't hear a lot about Jonathan Isaac. Yeah, granted, I don't watch a lot of Orlando Magic basketball as much as like a diehard probably does. But I feel like we're back on this Jonathan Isaac train. Like, what's going on, right? Like he played 18 minutes and he scored the third most points too, 7 points off the bench. He's the third most highest scoring scorer after Paulo and France. So if that's what's the formula, like, and obviously he's being used for defense and rebounding, like that's his bread and butter when he's healthy. But that's like nuts, like that's just concerning as hell, in my opinion. Like,
also, how bad is Orlando at drafting? How bad are they? Anthony Black it might be the worst player I ever watched in my life, and then Jet Howard stinks. Like so many players,
how bad is
are
Goga to not get any minutes?
he's just unplayable. He's kind of like a Jackson Hayes. Like when we get to our
Mm.
Lakers series, like Jackson Hayes is completely unplayable,
'Cause I feel like
and
there's
that's why
potential to muck it up. Like he can be an aggressive post defender type person, but
there's just nothing you can do, especially with the Boston Celtics personnel.
that's
Like
true.
like when Horford's on the court for some like even if he's 45 years old, Horford's impact defensively and offensively, no center can like match up
Yeah.
at all. Like they can't come close to it. His impact is crazy. I will say this last thing though. I just remembered. I think Porzingis. I wish he didn't have such a big ego, but he should be coming off the bench. I don't think he should start on this team right now. I think this
Uh
is like a thing. Like I
I
think
do,
this is for especially from last year. They're champion. They Porzingis only played 2 games. Like
so I was saying
he
that
doesn't
too.
fit.
I saw that too. That Porzingis is now in the rotation, so they're even quote unquote scarier, right? Because last year in the finals he was used sporadically because of his injury. But him and Pritchard, shout out to six man of the year, Peyton Pritchard, and Al Horford, all paid 25, 26 minutes. Like they split that time. So clearly Joe is kind of like thinking like you're thinking, but he's kind of like letting him start. And then it's like, okay, for
Smart
those
even.
moments,
I don't think
Al Horford is taking up those
he's
minutes,
his. The
playing
problem
the
I
same
have with
amount.
Porzingis is that he thinks he's like this post scoring demon, and he just like ruins their entire offensive flow. That's why that first quarter and first half was close.
Mm,
Like he just slows down the game for them. They don't play like that. They get quick shots up. They
yeah.
move the ball around. It's all team ball movement. There's not a single primary playmaker, and they take all like analytic efficient shots. That's how they play.
Mm,
So somebody like Porzingis who mucks up the defense, mucks up the offense, and makes it really slow. Like I would rather him come off the bench and work with that bench unit and maybe Jalen Brown or just a Tatum, one of the two superstars, and work with that bench unit and then go run it up over there. And
yeah.
imagine Porzingis going up against bench units. Like that's gonna be such a broken Porzingis PP going up against bench units is like kind of broken.
Yeah, it would be. I mean, Porzingis, I guess it's funny because he still ended up with like one block and four steals. So defensively, I guess he's like out there. But yeah, it's true. Like that's like a thing. I think you're gonna probably like Joe's gonna have to look at when it comes down to the future series. But other than that, I think that's kind of like I'm capped right now on what to say about the series. It's going how everyone kind of predicted it. You know what I mean?
What do you think the series is gonna finish with? Because I think the next time we talk, it's probably gonna be over.
Yeah, most probably. I think again, I think it's over in 5, and it's like a home game they get. But
I think it's
like,
sweep. I think it's sweep, sweep,
truth be
sweep.
told, Paulo Banchero would have to play like a young D Wade or a young LeBron and
Yeah.
just will himself to like you got to play out of his mind. Like 2006 Dwayne Wade, 2000 and you name it LeBron since he made the playoffs, like to win a series, right? Like it has to be nuts. So yeah, maybe in the future, like I think this is one of those teams where you have to kind of worry about the regular season and get a high enough seeding so you get to verse. Like when we talk about LeBron and Wade, like they weren't bottom seeds when even when they were young, those young runs, like they were still versing Milwaukee, who was like a 7 seed in or something. Like the Cavs won 60
Well,
games.
they'll play 80 games and then win 60 of them. Like that's how much
Yeah.
of an impact they had, right?
So
Like I don't
so
know if I don't know, but
it
you know,
starts there.
that's actually a good conversation to have, maybe in a future pod on the off season. But I just don't think it's possible to do that anymore.
Oh
I just
yeah,
think the league is just way too hard
for
to
sure.
do anything like that.
Yeah,
Like
no,
the
it's
teams
true.
that are always like, like even if, let's say Paulo is as like even like Dwayne Wade, like let's say he's 06 Dwayne Wade. I don't know if he can get more wins in Indiana and Cleveland. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
these teams are just like so well rounded. They're so stacked.
No,
When we talk about those two teams that I mentioned, like there's a reason why they work in the playoffs so well. You
right.
know,
No,
and they work in the regular season so well because of that, because of how stacked these teams are now. Every player can do something on every team now. It's not like
yeah.
it's not about like that one superstar who can will you to 50 wins anymore.
It's funny because in Miami Heat in 2006, I was just curious to check, and they were 52 and 30. Like they were the best in their division, et cetera, et cetera. So far, it's 12-11 to Boston. So again, they're in the game for now. But maybe by the end of the pod, we'll tell you the guys the score.
They
But,
lost, imagine.
but moving on to this series that we did not kind of preview, the Miami Heat versus Ushma Cleveland Cavaliers.
That's
Yeah, I guess
Houston.
that would have been a fire transition. I don't know why I missed that. Speaking of Dwayne Wade, the Miami Heat versus
Cleveland.
so Cleveland's up 1-0 right now. It was a pretty convincing win. They won by 21 points, 121 to 100 in game one. And that game was interesting. Donovan Mitchell and Mr. Darius Garland, really carried the load there. Evan Mobley, it's kind of one of those things I guess you're gonna have to kind of ignore
You don't watch those.
efficiency wise and like,
Honestly, though,
but
like
yeah,
if it ever like that series, if we like if you watch the game, if you guys watch the game,
yeah,
dude, Tyler Hero he just cannot play playoff basketball. Darius Garland went off because all he did was hunt Tyler Hero the entire game.
mhm,
DG did the same thing. All of them just, yo, where's Tyler Hero? Bring him over here. Where's Tyler Hero? Bring him over here. He was a team high minus 18 on the like he was terrible in
team
the game.
low,
Like
yeah,
team low, sorry,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
minus.
But
But like he's just unplayable. His offensive output just doesn't reflect his defense. The amount of points he lets into the bucket, and Mobley is going up against like Bam. It's a good matchup, but both of them aren't the focal points of their offense at this point. So I mean, especially in this type of series where it's heavy guard player.
mhm.
But again, you look at Miami. Look who they're fielding out there, bro.
Before you give
Alec
here,
Burks.
can we give flowers to the demon Ty Jerome though?
Oh, that's my goal, bro.
Ty
I've been trying to
Jerome,
tell y'all about him. Six
28
man. He
points.
should have been six man. No, I'm just joking.
I think he
But
came like third or
he
something.
came. He
So
came third. Yeah, I think him, Naz Reid. I forgot the other one, and then
well,
obviously PP was first.
Malik
Malik
Beasley was
Beasley. Yeah,
second. Yeah.
but yeah, dude, Ty Jerome. But Ty Jerome's been doing this all season. He's like, he reminds me so much of like a the Ricky Rubio we wanted in Cleveland when we got him. You know what I
Hmm.
mean?
No,
He
it's
also
true.
dribbles like Steve Nash. He does that. You know that
Under the
Steve
net.
Nash. You know
Yeah.
what he was talking about
It's the
LeBron?
Nash
That
dribble.
shit.
No, but
The
it
Nash
is the
dribble.
Nash
Yeah,
dribble. Yeah.
yeah. He does that shit so much because he's tiny, and then like he'll wrap back and do a weird floater, weird. Like he has a real underhand layup
Or
because
somebody
he's just
cuts.
short.
Yeah.
Like
He's funny.
so
He's 6'5", which is
he's
crazy.
so
But
tiny
he's
though.
so
Like on the
slender.
court, he's so
Yeah.
tiny.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
No, it's
but
true. I've seen it. He
he's
looks
pure
like
dog though. He's pure dog. Like that's you want him on the playoff series just because like You put him out there, he's just gonna go on grind it out.
You know,
Just
it's,
do some crazy shit.
no, it's true. Flowers to him
Upgraded
for sure.
Campazzo.
But you know what's so interesting? How you said, sorry, I'm just kind of all over the place, but how you were saying they were hunting Tyler Hero so much and all that stuff. And also offensively, he didn't really put up that number either. You know, it's if we're not going to play defense, at least give like 40 on offense or something. The other Mitchell, number 45, Loki could be the key. And if you just replace that, because defensively, he's not a liability. And he still gives you like 18 points, you know, and like, so it's like, okay, I'm not saying David Mitchell's
He
better than
just has to
Tyler
learn how
Hero,
to
but
shoot the ball like
the
consistently
rotation,
with Davion.
that might be the switch.
It was the same thing with the Kings though. Like the problem was that he can't shoot the ball like well. You know,
Yeah,
he shoots such a low volume of threes. It's so hard to field him out there on the court because he can only play point guard or shooting guard. And if he's playing shooting guard, that means they're playing small ball or they have a big point guard.
that's true.
So it's very hard to play him. Obviously, they played him 34 minutes, but like
Mhm.
there's no difference between like you're trading off that offensive output that Tyler Hero gives, and you're putting in his defensive output. But
Mhm.
once teams are just going to start zoning in on him, and they'll start noticing that he doesn't have that many offensive skills.
Yeah.
So it's kind of easier to guard.
But yeah, then you have
So,
Vando in your hand. So
yeah,
and then you have a
yeah.
Van.
There you go. There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. It's true. But yeah, any other highlights you would like to point out from this series, or it's kind of going how you expected it? Like we talk about the
Uh,
Cavs in round two.
I'm ready. I'm ready for round two. I'm ready for Indiana or yeah, Indiana.
So that other series. Oh, there's two more Eastern Conference series, of course. We just watched the game together yesterday, and the Indiana and the Bucks. Pacers are leading 2-0, and they
I
won.
told y'all.
And they won definitively. Like it's been like they've been standing on business and everything they want to do. And that's my thing. Everything they want to do, they're doing it. But Bucks have no answer. There's no rotations. I think I asked you Nulesh, a question yesterday. I was like, okay, look, it's down to like 11 points. You're the coach. This is your personnel. You have Giannis Antetokounmpo and friends. You know, best player in the world, arguably. Blah blah blah. In 2025, what are you doing to cut the lead or like win this game, or like what do you see for, and I guess we're going to talk about what do you see for game 3 other than you're home now. And you were pretty much saying that there's not a lot, and obviously I'll let you expand on that in a like few, but for me it's like, yeah, like Giannis is doing Giannis things, like there's no one that could stop him. But that team Indiana, it's like everybody is a solid 7 out of 10 performance.
Dude, it's the best team
and
ever. I
and
love
if
this
that's
team.
the case, bar Golden State 2016, 20, whatever, but even before KD got there, like where Sean Livingston will come and give you 18. It's like, bro,
Leandro Barbosa. He
bro,
wants
man, I don't want to play anymore, right? Like that's how Indiana moves without this set of Steph. It's Tyrese Halliburton, and then and then Siakam is like just. I honestly, I know everyone talks about the KDs of being plug and play and all this stuff. Siakam to me is one of the best number twos of all time.
most consistent number two I've
Number
ever
two
seen. Like
ever, and that's a compliment of the highest regard. Like no diss, Raptors legend, of course. And even then, when 2019, like him and Kawhi were doing MJ, whatever Scotty numbers or whatever, best duo since
30 balls in the same game and
yeah,
everything. They're going
Kyrie,
crazy.
LeBron, 40 ball, that type of numbers. So output. So Indiana, kudos to them for like just showing out and like getting the job done at home. And they're no slouch. I mean, beforehand we said that Giannis needs to have 2018 LeBron esque type aura to overcome this round. So this means they're definitely not the favorites, and they have not been playing it. And yeah, I'll let you jump in.
So back to the question that you asked me and the Ulash yesterday. I actually have a new answer for this because I kept saying like there's no personnel, there's nothing they can do. You know what I do if I'm a coach? I get a time machine, I go back in time and I don't trade for Damian Lillard. It's the dumbest trade they ever made just to keep Giannis for 2 more years. It's the stupidest thing. They cucked the Miami Heat from
Yeah,
getting Dame, and they gave the Celtics more pieces, all in this Dame trade, and
including Drew Holiday.
yeah,
Like,
and Dame doesn't fit. He just doesn't fit on this roster, and he doesn't fit with Dame with Giannis. Like Giannis, though, we also have the conversation where like Giannis can have a 2018 run because Giannis doesn't have 2018 LeBron skill set. He just doesn't have that. He's one of the most dominant players ever, but it's kind of like again dominant, and there's the skill side of it, and obviously this is pure hooper talk or whatever, but he doesn't have enough diverse of a bag basically to make defenses be honest. And his roster is so shit that everyone's just gonna be left open all day, and it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And him and Dame's fit, it just doesn't work. Like it, even if I know Dame's coming off surgery, I mean, blood clots and all this stuff,
Yeah.
but this has been an ongoing thing since last year. They just don't fit together because Dame is a ball dominant guard who doesn't really play make. He doesn't play make like that. And Giannis isn't. He's never been. He's not really like. Other than Chris Middleton setting him screen, doing Chris Middleton pick and rolls, he doesn't really like the pick and roll like that. He's not
Yeah.
a pick and roll type of big. He's a slashing wing that
He's a
wants to get
slashing center.
downhill. Yeah, he wants to get downhill,
Yeah.
and pick and rolls other unless it's like a straight pick and roll. Like how many times did we see as well when we were watching the game yesterday? How many times did we see like Giannis set a screen, like this weird flare screen, like it's like barely touches the guy. He starts like drifting inside and just puts his hand up, and there's like three people in the paint for the Pacers, and it's like none of that works. But the Bucks have been doing the same thing too, where like two people will be in the corner randomly, or Torian Prince is throwing a random lob. Like they're just
Yep.
it's just all boneheaded plays. They have Doc Rivers and Darvin Ham as their coaches, so that doesn't help.
Mm,
Anyways,
yeah. Wait, do
you
you
have
want
something to say?
to?
Yeah, go
Well,
ahead.
yeah. Just off that point. So for me, I'd say I feel for Dame because Dame's obviously an all-time great player and all that stuff. But if he had him in, like, the was it the bubble year or the year after where he just put belt to ass to the Nuggets,
Yeah, that
like
was 2021. Yeah,
yeah, like 2021. That Dame was like maybe his peak before the injuries, like the
yeah,
abdomen injuries and now blood clots, like everything's starting to
that
slow
was the
down.
end of his
The
prime.
thing about, like, for example, they always get compared, and I know there's no conversation, but because of eras, Steph hasn't. Anytime Steph has a nickering or like a injury or something like that, it's luckily for him, it's always something small, something can be wrapped up, and he continues on with his day. Dame's body is genuinely broken down. Like
Yeah,
that's
for
what I'm
sure.
saying, right? Like that's what I kind of wanted to say. Where it's like, you could lose your step. Everybody's getting older. We talk about Westbrook yesterday, Harden, Steph. I just mentioned Dame too, right? But it's his first step used to be killer, but it's like
He used to have one
everything
of the best
is
ones.
yeah. Where it's like he used to split the pick, the double team so well because he had no one else on his team. He used to just go right through you, and he could finish too, or make the passes, like
He is
because
the
of the
high. He had one of the highest free throw rates for a guard ever.
yeah. So and it was nuts, and then we're always like, he has Nurkic, like he doesn't have a proper big, and you would think in a dream scenario that Dame and this Giannis would have been perfect. But then even you said like Giannis, unlike Jokic, who like loves to bump and then roll or bump and take the ball back and this and that, shoot a mid range. Again, Jokic has more of an arsenal, so like he's definitely clearly like three-level scorer that you're speaking about, and Giannis doesn't have that. And when they started doing those soft pick and rolls with Dame, and they kind of did mount a comeback, I kind of chalked it up to Indiana's a little tired right now. It's not like, yeah, they did come back. It was like they cut it to 5, I think. But then Mr. Nemhard, Mr. Clutch Player of the Year in the playoffs, I guess,
He's the best I ever
bro,
seen, bro.
he
He's
like
the best player I ever seen in my life.
when it comes down to less than 2 minutes left, you want Nemhard on your team.
Dude, I
So
said it. I said it yesterday when we were watching the game. I'm like, what's it called? The shot to go up to 121, I think it was, like to go up 6 or whatever. And I'm like, Neymar's getting this 3 and he's
yeah,
banging it. Like
you
he's
said it
banging this shit.
5 times in a
I
row.
said it. I
Nemhard's
knew it.
gaming it. He's
He
gaming it.
gets it. Games it.
Yeah,
Games him. Like
Canada.
I tweeted right after. I said this right now. What we're watching is evolved version of Derek White. Like he's gonna be the next Derek White. OKC, because Boston's not gonna get him. OKC is the next Boston.
Mm.
They're gonna trade like Caruso and like Casey Wallace and a second round pick and like get him for some bullshit, and they're gonna go crazy, dude.
He's the next.
I feel like every young guard who's coming up in the league, who's like, in high school and college, and like
Yeah.
you're not a superstar, watch Nemhard's game, bro. He plays, he is like the ideal model for a guard right now in today's NBA.
Mhm.
He already a 3-level scorer, already one of the most clutch scorers. He timely shots.
He's
He's
also
also
very tough.
he
He's a
has
dog.
the video that I seen on Twitter the other day. His shoulder bumps, dude. He's like shoulder bumping Jokic off of his feet.
Was it
So
Nemhard
like,
or Mathurin?
no, that was Nemhard.
No, it's Nemhard. Oh,
Yeah,
jeez. Yeah, I was gonna say I kind of like Indiana. Like their starting lineup, it's like a bunch of like obviously you have Halliburton and Siakam are like your top two options, but they're all like playing around Halliburton, in the sphere, being two-way players like Neesmith and Miles Turner and Nemhard. But then you have Mathurin off the bench, giving you like 14 as like a spark plug. He's obviously good enough to also kind of start, but when you have like a system like this, it's actually like really cool with like him, Obi Toppin, and then like everyone just come give you spot minutes and like they're like a well-oiled
everybody,
machine.
everybody on that team too. Everybody on that team runs. They run
Yeah.
like it's no tomorrow. The amount of transition buckets they get, or the way they force the ball down the court,
Mhm.
it reminds me so much of Boston. But then they're younger, so they do it better. I was thinking this. I was like, if you take this Pacers roster, replace Halliburton with Shea right now, why wouldn't they be the 1 seed?
Yeah, with Mr. MVP like Shea
Yeah,
Gilgeous-Alexander.
why wouldn't they be the 1
Yeah.
seed right now?
Why
Because
wouldn't yeah.
Halliburton, low key, if Halliburton was just a little bit better, like superstar tier, he would be. This team would like to the moon. I would put like money down
It'd
that
be
they're
it's
going
like
to the finals. Like,
NFL, NBA version of like the Eagles. Like Jalen
oh, the
Hurts is your quarterback.
49ers, yeah,
No, but like
Eagles,
Jalen Hurts is your
49ers,
quarterback.
yeah.
He's not the third best quarterback. He's not the fourth, maybe. But if he's like borderline 6'5",
Detroit Lions. I would say Detroit Lions. This team is
yeah.
bad like
No, but
that.
I'm just saying that because they have every skill player everywhere, right? NFL pod. But Jalen Hurts is the only quote unquote everyone talks about weak link, right? But if Halliburton is like that, like he's good, just good enough. I mean, if you put SGA there, it's like putting Patrick Mahomes. But like,
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, it's like, wait, could they do something, right? They're just
If Halliburton was a top 10 player,
yeah.
this team is a 1 seed.
No, look at
Anthony
the
Edwards on this team, it's a 1 seed. Like this team,
yeah,
that's just how good all of their pieces are. It
yeah.
is just
You know what you're
and
saying?
the way
It's a
plays
bunch of
football.
athletes that are like know their role too.
Yep.
Like they're all like they're not scared of the moment, and they're all the different level scoring for all of them. They can all stretch the floor, and they all play defense like really really well. It's literally
Although
OKC. Like
you could say the reason why they are like this is because of
Tyrese
because of Halliburton, because Tyrese doesn't he's a player that doesn't like, he doesn't
hold the
have the
ball.
ego to scoring. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
When he's talking shit to Dame, he's not gonna go and dribble three. What
yeah.
he's gonna do is he's gonna dribble, penetrate, and then somebody's wide open in the left corner, and then swing. They hit a bucket, and then he's talking shit now because his team did. You know what I mean? He enables them to play this way
He's a
too.
great leader. That's what
Yeah,
it is, right? He's an amazing leader, and honestly, we already like rated him in like Sacramento. Like I thought he was gonna be special,
out the
but
draft.
but he has continued to excel. Like it's never like you know what I mean. Like he's going up and up and up, and like it's funny. Like he's definitely not playing like the most overrated player in the NBA. And I don't know if we're overrating him now, but he for the last two games, this whole team deserves the ratings they get, and whoever they verse in the next round, I think this is a tough out team. They're the pest. They're
The
gonna be a
best thing
pest.
about them is that it's nice to watch sometimes consistent basketball. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like they're
Yeah.
just consistently good at what they do, though. They don't change. This
Mm-hmm.
is how they've played for the last 3 years, and
Yeah.
they continue. They find success with it, which is nice to see.
That's true. So okay, based on that, like, let's see what happens in Game 3. The series doesn't really start until like you went on the road. So let's see if Giannis in his press conference says that he figured something out. He knows what to do. I think that's what the words he used. So he's looking forward to Game 3. I think it'll be fun. The series is cool.
Mhm.
Like it hasn't been a wash, right? Like unlike other series, but this series we have tied up 1-1. The Detroit
Woo-wee!
Pistons and the New York Knicks. Shout out to that fan that was crying after their first win in like
That
300
was
years.
amazing. That was amazing. What's his
That
name?
was I actually don't
Korean.
know, but
His name is Korean Detroit fan or something on
yeah,
Twitter.
shout out to
Shout
him.
out him.
Yeah, so I mean, game one. Okay, there's two like stories here. I could start with like the Pistons were in it in game one, and we were watching that game and we're like,
They
wow,
were winning by 50.
yeah, like wow, like you guys, this is a great statement game. Steal one, and then you could throw game two or something. If you know what I mean, Knicks will come swinging. The ending of that game, that fourth quarter, like honestly, the Pistons looked stunned, and the most stunned player in at the end of game one was Cade Cunningham. He looked like I'm like in the beginning it was like this team has been in the playoffs before. They were playing like an experienced team. Then all of a sudden, this guy got the yips or something because every time they would give him the ball, or Malik Beasley or someone's dribbling a SAR, and they're looking to give it to their man, their Tyrese Halliburton, their number one star. He literally, if he didn't want it, or every time he'd get it, the hounds and they would hound him and
Turnover.
turnover. It was just like a bloodbath, honestly speaking. So that was nuts, and the way that game ended, and Knicks obviously stole it. And I guess you're gonna touch on this, but like Jalen Brunson being super clutch. Doesn't matter what the fouling, the
I'll touch on that
inefficiency.
too.
No, for sure, but the inefficiency. But when he hits when he get fourth quarter hits,
He's
something
insane,
clicks
dude. He's insane.
and he goes nuts. And he almost did it again in game two. And I'll
Yeah.
let you paint the picture for game two. Start, yeah, go ahead.
So after we watched, so game one, we're like, oh shit,
It's cooked. I genuinely thought it was over.
I thought it was over. I thought it was over because I was like, dude, they had it, and then they choked it,
The way you
and then
lose.
and the way Cade was looking, I thought it was like, damn, like rookie playoff series, like he's about to shit the bed, and then everyone's gonna shit on him for the next 6 months or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, and then we get into this game. And I'm not even kidding you. From the first shot that he took, I was like, "Oh, he is like he thinks it's game six LeBron right now." Like he was doing every kind of bump fade, turnaround jumper, cut to the basket, lay it in, 3-point shot. I think it's 17 in the first quarter or something. It was a barrage of how good just barrage of shot making, just insane shot making. And it set the tone for the rest of the team because the rest of the team didn't really have a good game, but everybody people are like, oh shit, like we're gonna play through Cade. And the number one thing we saw from game two is Cade got to the free throw line. That is the biggest thing. That is the telltale sign of you're being aggressive and looking to score and looking to get to the basket. In the playoffs, I always say rim pressure is the biggest thing. Rim pressure, because fouls are part of the game. People are gonna get fouled out, and people are gonna get in foul trouble. They have to go sit down. 2 fouls in, people are gonna get out of rhythm. You have to be aggressive and attack the basket. Teams are not. I mean, refs are letting people get away with letting people get away with murder and also calling the most egregious shit right now. It is the NBA playoffs in general has just been hilarious. Like I seen a tweet the other day that somebody said, it's so nice to see the refs, let things go by, calling fouls less. I'm like, guys, that's not a good thing for the league in its whole. These guys play 82 games of soft calls, and then you go to the playoffs and you're just getting your ass beat, and you're like, whoa, what the hell? And it's for anybody, a 10-year vet, a 1-year vet, it doesn't matter. It's a whole different game. LeBron mentioned it today. I think he said it's like the Olympics. It's like getting ready for the Olympics. It's like a whole different game because just the amount of physicality they allow. It's not. I just don't find it. It's like, why are we separating the two?
That's the thing.
We the great team from the regular season should be the great team in the playoffs, but then randomly I can do a kamikaze black flip on you, and now I can't play anymore. You know what I mean?
It's true. It's true.
That's why with this Jalen Brunson thing, I'll be on Twitter talking shit all the time, but I understand why he plays the way he does. It's because he's 5'9", bro. Me and him probably the same height. We're both 5'11", probably. That's just the way he has to play the game. That's why I never mention it about Trey, which is why I should stop mentioning about Brunson. But some of the flops he be doing is like the most egregious stuff I be seeing. And
Right.
even then, he's still like the most insane clutch player I see every game.
Oh,
Every time it goes to the fourth quarter, it doesn't matter if he's getting to the free throw line or if he's,
midi.
midi push shot falling away. He's like getting his whole body's like contorting to the left.
Yeah, that one. That.
He is making that shot, man. It's
Mhm.
like it's like he gets magnet ball at the end of the game. Legit,
Yeah, yeah. Feels like
legit.
a NBA street game with shooting,
I,
not
I
dunking.
I tweeted when there's 4 minutes left. I'm like, oh my god, the Pistons lost again. Like, cause the lead was just shrinking, shrinking, shrinking,
Dwindling
shrinking.
down. Yeah.
And I was like, oh fuck, the Pistons lost again. Like, there's no way they're gonna do this 4 times. Like,
Yeah.
that's so
It's
brutal.
like Indiana
You
last year in
know,
the conference finals. Like,
yeah,
just
Indiana
throw
last
it
year in the conference
away.
finals,
Yeah.
the Cavs versus the Raptors in 2018, like you know what I mean, shit like that. So you get
Yeah.
so Nuggets versus the Lakers last year, like you get so
Yeah.
close, you have the lead, and then there's 3 minutes left, and boom, the series is over. It's like what?
That's true.
But that's why I'm so happy. What I seen from Cade and the rest of the boys. Shout out to the greatest
Mhm.
German of all time and
Dennis the
Mr.
Menace.
Consistency, by the way, it's Dennis Schroeder, man. He. When does he play bad? When does he play bad?
No, his
He's
energy
never
is
great. I wouldn't say he's great.
what's the word? It's not quantifiable. The energy he
I don't.
plays with.
I don't know.
That's what it is, man. 6'1", 175 pounds, doing the most. Doing the
You
most.
look what I talked about when I say about Ty Jerome. Dennis Schroeder is his father. He's the father of this shit. Like
Yeah.
the small guard 6 man who just is unstoppable. T.J. McConnell. These guys like you just need that on your team just because they are just such a big spark plug off the bench. They're cerebral, but
Yeah.
they don't have the athleticism. That's why they're never superstars.
Could I
But
say
their
something?
mind is elite.
This archetype, and I only say it because so you know how they always say like that 1 year CP spent in OKC was so helpful for Shea's development. Like he learned a lot, and clearly he's like a sponge. Dennis was also in that guard rotation. They were sometimes playing all three at the same time because it was just a funny year. I think Dennis also, I mean, Dennis before that was like a dog. We know from the Hawks days and all that stuff. But I think he also learned, like the IQ of the game more with
Oh, it's
CP
definitely true.
because CP is the godfather of this. Like being that small and being, well, if he's not on your team, he's the most annoying freaking like piece of shit rough rider. And if he's on your team, you will die on the court with him because anything to win mentality, right? It's like, what? There's
Well,
the dark
greatest
arts.
CP3 fact is he went 14-0 in closeout games in his career. Like
And these moments, right? Like
he's
you know what
insane.
I mean? Like it's insane. Obviously, I have their CP stuff. Like we could go all about we could do an episode about Chris Paul the day he retires. But Dan Schroeder, it reminds me of those kind of elements of right, like in those. Obviously, you have your Cades and your SGA and your lead star, but you need these kind of guys, the Fede Valverdes to grind this shit
Yes,
out.
yes,
Like
yes.
the I
You
always
need
say
your
like
grinders, man. You
those
need your
grinders
grinders.
that make the right play at the right time because everyone else is shitting the bed, like at that moment. And it's like, nah, we're here. Like
The
that, no,
only
yeah,
thing
for
I'm
sure.
scared about with this team, with the Pistons, is that I just don't know. They're playing like 7 man lineup already, basically.
Yeah.
Like they're other. I think it's just like Dennis Schroeder and Malik Beasley that matter. That's coming off the bench. I think Paul Reed is playing a couple minutes, like
Some.
10 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. It's 11. It was 11 last game.
Have
So like
Tobias Harris 43 minutes. Like you know, they have a fairly young team, but it's a lot of minutes everybody's playing, and I know it's the playoffs, and I get it, but
yeah.
especially with Asar Thompson falling out, he only played 21 minutes. Like stuff like that could catch up to you. Especially, I don't think it'll catch up to you in this series. Even if they win or lose, I don't think that's a factor. If
Yeah.
they win though and go to the next round, that's when it's going to catch up to you because they're going to have to play Boston. I think they're going to have to play Boston, right?
I
If
think
they win
so.
this series, yeah,
Yeah.
they're going to have
4-5.
to play Boston, and
No,
you're
they
gonna
first I think they first aren't they 3-6?
yeah. So they'll play
Oh,
Boston.
3-6 versus Boston. Yeah, yeah, yeah. 4-5
4 or
versus
5
one
versus
seed.
thing.
The
Yeah,
Cavs.
so
Yeah.
they would play
Yeah,
they
yeah.
would play Boston, and then when they play Boston, they'll you learn that like you need at least 8 man rotation. Like
But
it's
here's the thing though. Like, look, you have Tobias Harris and Tim Hardaway Jr. notable playoff droppers. Then you have Jaren Duran, and Osar Thompson, who the Thompson twins. They're still figuring it out. We get it. It's really Cade Cunningham.
Offense.
I don't like to put him in that thing yet because we think he's a true superstar or true star in this league. But he's also it's like his first time in the playoffs. So like that's already a lot of gambling going on based on personnel, right? Now they're a solid rock hard team. They really built this identity this year, so that's what keeps them going. Malik Beasley, another notable playoff dropper we've seen.
They already started, by the way.
Yeah, Dennis Schroeder is like he's gonna get you so much, but he's your grinder, right? So, and then you have a bunch of other more inexperienced. So that's the thing. If they do make it to the second round, kudos to them. Like I think Pistons fans will be happy with the second round appearance, and then you build off that. But obviously, me and you were going like, if somebody were to say, what about their chances to go all the way? It's like, yeah, but I doubt anybody's thinking about that other than our podcast. Them going, what you just said.
Tim Hardaway already started, bro. 0-8.
Yeah.
And then Malik Beasley 2 for 9. They already started this shit.
Yeah.
And like, but also this is for long term. They have Dennis Schroeder. One thing about Dennis Schroeder and players like him, they can't play for too long. It's kind of like a Kuruko thing. Like, they have to only play like max 23 minutes or else their value just drops off a cliff.
Yeah.
Because teams will like start like, zoning in on them,
Yeah. It's like they get game planned in the game. Like
literally,
just like Kuruko when a Kuruko game happens in that anime. Shout out to Kuruko no basket.
So that's why Tim Hardaway Jr., Malik Beasley, Tobias Harris playing 40 minutes, 30 minutes, brother. It's not a recipe for success. It's a recipe for success this year, and the Knicks are not a good. You can talk about the Knicks because your biggest flaw with the Knicks is you want to tell the audience what your biggest problem with the Knicks is.
What, like the fact that
the Tom Thibodeau thing?
Oh yeah, okay.
Can't coach an offense to save his life.
Yeah, Tom Thibodeau definitely, and I did see some of the people on Twitter talking about it because I was watching it the other day. It's like Tom Thibodeau can, the floor is always going to be great. It's always a great level from the Chicago Bulls days when then now he's here, et cetera. Like it's always going to be a good floor. However, the offensive schemes are either so outdated or so bland that like nobody's fooled. That's why Brunson has to do this Magic Man show to give it his all in the first round against an inexperienced Detroit Pistons team. Really, the Knicks I'm not trying to, shout out to Pistons fans, but I'm not trying to insult you too hard. But the Knicks should also be practicing sets, just the way we said Boston is practicing sets, to be ready for the next round. Like their role players should be here. Every detail matters. But because of the personnel, you have Mr. Clutch Player of the Year probably, and
he won it.
Did he announce it? Shout out to Jalen Brunson. I didn't know that. I didn't know when the announcement was. So, and a top 5 guard scorer, yes, no argument. Jalen Brunson. You have the best stretch big of all time, arguably. Karl Anthony Towns playing in the best time to be a stretch big, and defensively, he's trying to get you the rebounds and he's trying his effort off. But again, that's defense. Then you have like arguably 3 at least solid two-way players. Like, they can play both ways. OG Anunoby, Mikal Bridges, and I guess Josh Hart, like the grinders, right? Why is your offense looking the way it is? Each individual player I would love to have on the Lakers and as another body for Luka, for LeBron to take the load off of every single person. Obviously Brunson and Cat, but even those 3. But this goes down to coaching, man. Like Tom Thibodeau in 2025, big 2025 is not it. And I'm not trying to be funny. It's literally like, how many years are we going to see this? And like, give Mike Malone this Knicks team right now. That's what I said. Give Mike Malone, give any coach of the year pick of you that you have Kenny Atkinson and, Diagno and all these guys. This Knicks team, and look at the magic they could do with someone as generational scoring as Jalen Brunson has for the last couple of years. And Cat, like, bro, come on, bro. Like,
dude, Cat having zero
whose
shots
fault is that other than like yes, Cat,
insane.
Yes, Cat too, but what plays are you running? Should you get a shot up for your big man who's arguably a really talented scorer? No.
Dude, the fact that Mikal Bridges has the second most shot attempts on your team is like red flag.
No,
also the fact that you gave up 5 first-round picks for Mikal Bridges, Red flag.
but he felt like that was money when it left his hand. So we can leave it there. But so moving on to the Western Conference.
That tweet is so funny.
That was crazy. Moving on to the Western Conference, I think we could start off with the series we didn't get to cover last time, and I think it'll take the same amount of time to cover it this time. Was the Oklahoma City Thunder versus the Memphis Grizzlies? Man, oh man,
Sweep.
yeah.
Carry on.
Like, bro, like
Only thing I'll say,
SGA.
SGA played a fourth quarter yesterday. That's it. That's all I got for y'all. That's literally it. I got nothing else. That team is broken. I'm trying to tell y'all this is Boston 2.0. They just score in a different way. They're sweeping them. They're sweeping.
But the funny thing is, everybody's coming for not to be a contrarian, but everyone's coming for SGA's head now because it's like last year's Tatum and Loki this year's Tatum. By
the way, quick update. The Boston Celtics are winning 37-30. Tatum is not playing today.
Oh, he wasn't playing.
He's not playing today.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, well, they're all practicing their sets. But SGA, that's the one thing people are saying. The streets, the internet is talking.
Brother.
But
focus on Jokic, you bums.
But yeah,
why does he have 7 turnovers every game?
Truth be told, let's go back to this. Jaren Jackson Jr., I don't have much to say. Desmond Bane, I don't have much to say. Bro. Okay, I'm trying to go for all of them, and then now let's get to Demetrius. Did you see that layup? You know what?
Call you John no more.
You know what layup I'm talking about? Bro, and he did the Steve Nash dribble, and then he just like whoo, like bro, Demetrius, man, what the hell were you doing out there?
You don't deserve Ja.
No, he's Demetrius. It's
Demetrius now, bro.
What
the hell are you doing, bro? You don't call him a coward. I think everything he says is bullshit sometimes, all the time. But one thing he said the other day, he said, when I watch Shea, when I watch Ant, I forgot, he named somebody else. Year after year, they seem to be getting better. There's something else they're adding. They're more efficient. Ant can pass now. You know what I mean? Like, Shea's doing this, right? Demetrius, year after year, he gets worse. His shooting fell off a cliff again. His finishing sucks ass now. He just looks like he doesn't train. Like, he just goes out
in the off season.
Yeah. And then goes and then comes back and then plays basketball, gets injured for 50 games. And I don't know what's up with him. I just don't get it.
No, man. I just wanted to say, you're not good in the West. You're not, bro. And you need to take a look at the mirror. Because, it's one thing if there's injuries or Jaren Jackson Jr. is just not that good of a co-star. Like we said, Siakam is. No, man. Demetrius is now the one that needs to be am I not good right now? Because every other player in his age range, in Ja Morant's age range, is leveling up. And you could be like, the team is shit, so we give them excuses. If they're not in the playoffs right now, and if they are in the playoffs, they're cooking. Everybody fears their game. Ja, it's been 2 years now, and there's low-key looks like stagnantness is going on. Some sort of comfortability, like you already got paid and you're done. And it's so very sad to see because he's one of the most explosive players we had when he got drafted with Zion. So, man, that draft class might be cursed.
He's such an athletic player too, somebody who, and also nobody can every time he's not even promoted at all anymore. All the kids love him. He's the kid's favorite player. He's his shoes are so fire. You go ask any kid on the street right now, they'll tell you Ja Morant's their favorite player for no reason at all. It's kind of he's the new Paul George, but everybody loves him. And I'm not saying because everybody loves you, you should be good at basketball. I'm saying you have such potential.
Yeah, the talent.
Year after year, it just doesn't seem like you're living up to it. Even Zion, who plays 10 games a year. When we watch him in those 10 games, it's
crazy.
Damn, this guy's crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
when
always.
we watch you, Ja, it's oh shit, Ja posterized somebody. Shaden Sharp posterized somebody. You know what I mean? Why are you in Shaden Sharp conversations? Why are you in dunk competition conversations? You were supposed to be one of the greats, one of the next leading the next generation.
For sure.
It's just not.
Yeah, no, 100%. And I think that's the big tell of this series. And Memphis has to take a hard look at themselves, from the organization down. because everybody looks lost over there. It's not about
The Grizzly team is not better than this. I mean, it's way better than this Magic team, but Ja cannot even come close to what Paolo is doing right now.
it's crazy.
There
And
you
I
go.
don't think it's not the Thunder hasn't shown anything. They're literally just running doing cardio out there. That's how I'm saying that's how bad Memphis is playing. Because Thunder are just like vibing. So yeah, man. Shout out to the
Wiggins,
Thunder.
freaking Casey, like you don't even know who's on the court sometimes for for OKC. I don't even know if Chet. I think they should just rest Chet. Go get some more rest, bro. You
Yeah,
don't need
no,
to
it's
play.
true.
You don't need to.
No, for sure. It's funny because um it's like dude it's like are you even trying? I don't even know. Like
They're not
it's
though.
crazy. It's crazy. Like you know what's funny? Why is SGA playing the fourth quarter? This is the series where you shouldn't be playing fourth
I
quarter.
don't know. Okay, yesterday was some of those egregious stat pad I ever seen in my life though.
Yeah.
He
That's
was like
true.
on Sun. Sorry, not yesterday. Was it Sunday? I think it was
No,
Sunday.
yesterday.
Yesterday, yeah. He was like, he said like, "Yo, Mike, I'm about to just get some shots up. I need to get a rhythm." I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
He wants to find his rhythm. So he played that fourth quarter. Bro, he finished with like he went like 8 for 20. Like he took like almost 30 shots for no
Bro, he
reason.
took 10 threes. He was trying to SGA was trying to figure out how else to score. Like try new shots.
When is the last time we've seen SGA take more than 5 threes, bro? He's like a 5 3 a game max kind of guy. So
Yeah.
I just feel like he's trying to find his rhythm, which is like which do it like, bro, who cares, man?
Man,
I'm
they're
telling
such
you
a
right now,
good team,
this
man.
it doesn't matter. I'm
Everyone was
telling you,
plus. They're such a good team,
dude.
bro.
And the next years we're gonna talk about, like honest to God, it doesn't matter. They're losing to them. I think.
And we can move on to that series. I think we spent way too much time on that Grizzlies and Thunder.
Yeah, that was
You know
that
what?
was
It's for all the people that are watching that don't want to tune into that series. We got you. That's what you're missing. The next series we have is the Nuggets and the Clippers.
this is the
Yeah, this one's a chess match to me, bro.
barn burner, as the
This
kids say. This is a
nah, this
match and
one
a half.
this one I'm enjoying this series.
This is a boxing fight. This is like,
Yeah, chess match. Yeah,
yeah,
boxing fight.
this
You're
is
right.
crazy.
This
Like,
one
you know
is
that Knicks
crazy.
Pistons one is kind of like a rock fight. This one is a technical masterclass. I'm watching like pure basketball everywhere wherever
Yeah,
I look. You know what I
and
mean?
and it starts with Mr. Kawhi Leonard. I think like when you say like we even talk, everyone I think at this point has been raving about it. Like only missed 4 shots, 39 points. And he does it in such a flow of the game. That's the classic
Better than
Kawhi.
KD now.
Cla- yeah,
Better than Steph.
better than everyone. Top
Better
three all
than
time.
Larry Bird.
LeBron J conversations.
Yeah.
Um he's the greatest Mr. If man, whatever man Joe Burrow is, what if man? Like
That's
but when
Justin
he's
Herbert.
healthy though, I don't that's the thing. Like we never go into that, but we
Yeah.
appreciate when he is on the court. He's 40 minutes Zion. Zion's 10 minutes, he's 40 minutes. And bro, the four like and it's funny because he only did 39 last game. But bro, it's nuts because he does it in such a smooth way. No, like yelling for a
Effortless.
foul, and I don't even care. Some people have to put in extra work to get a foul call, but bro, it's crazy. James Harden has been solid. Like it's funny. The Clippers have been a great team all year, and mostly because of James Harden, and like everybody's learned to play around that. And you just inserted Kawhi in, and Kawhi being so smooth with playing with anyone, plug and play once again. Just a great showing, and that series is now 1-1. The Denver Nuggets, with their new coach, they don't look too out of step. They kind of still, if anything, they're playing a little bit better. It seems like since Mike Malone got fired, because maybe it's like they're trying not to be as toxic right now. But yeah, that series is now 1-1. Let's see. Mr. Jokic had another triple double once again. And yeah, what do you have to say about this series for now?
In that triple double, he also had 7 turnovers.
Mm,
7.
yeah.
I'm gonna say this. I think the Nuggets are winning this series now. I think they're gonna win this series. I was thinking about it today when we were gonna do the pod. I was thinking about it all day.
Yeah.
What are we seeing in this series? Like, what are we seeing? What I'm seeing is that Knicks and Pistons series. but Kawhi and Jokic cancel each other out. It's literally what I'm saying. Instead of like Jalen Brunson just being like a way better clutch player than Cade, like Kawhi and Jokic are just canceling each other out.
Mm-hmm.
But it literally comes down to who's gonna make the mistake at the end of the game. In game one, Kawhi turnover, Harden turnover. There's your game right there. In game two, Jokic turnover to end the
Turnover.
game. I think Jamal Murray or MPJ or somebody had like a really
Oh,
bad shot or something.
MPJ, and then Norman Paul hit the three.
That one, there you
Yeah.
go. Yeah, like it's literally just comes down to the one or two plays. And I'm sorry, I have PTSD and I have like I'm terrified of this team because of what they did to us every year for the last 2 years. The Nuggets are are more proven in this aspect. They are infinitely clutch. They always produce the best shots. So I'm not gonna. There's not like to take away from this 2 games. It's literally just what do we think is gonna happen in the future. I think every game is just gonna be like this, and it's gonna come down to whoever is gonna make the mistake first. Who's gonna make that game. That crucial turnover, which is why I'm terrified of that 2-11 Harden game, 2-for-11 Harden game that's coming. It could come next game. It could come anytime. I'm scared when it happens because that could like fuck the Clippers completely.
We also know the Clippers' history, not because of this personnel, like just in general. Like there's like a choking thing in this organization's history. So, and Denver is the opposite of that barring last year. But like, so it's a really tough call there. And like you said, it's a chess. I said chess match. You said boxing fight, and it's gonna be a split decision. At this point, like
Literally,
it's literally like bobbing and weaving right now, and like it's
Martian
just
better be versus Bevo right now,
and
bro.
they're,
Like
they're
that's
just
what
checking each other. And
yeah.
the thing is, Clippers defense, like sometimes I think about like imagine being Jokic, like you're so good, like one little shoulder move you do, like two of the people leave their man and they just insert the zone or whatever into
Yeah.
that space you're in so they can stop the spin from you from spinning this and that, and you have to think so fast like a supercomputer to see if somebody's cutting in the dunkers, like the dunker cut, someone's open for three, MPJ, anybody, because they're all watching him. They know everything goes through him. As soon as he gets the money, goes like this and he claps the ball, it's like something's happening, and three Clippers are watching him. They're ball
Every
watching.
time.
It's insane. So it's like an insane offensive computer versus a pretty locked in, organized defense. And Ty Lue coaches them so well defensively that like they got him a couple times. Like Chris Dunn helps here, but so he tries to turn. Zubac is obviously in front of
The
him.
turnovers, man.
Kawhi comes and like things it, or vice versa, or like somebody traps him, and before he can get that pass off, and he has to be so fast. So now, who's gonna do that more often than not, and who's gonna end up? Someone's gonna have a bad game eventually, right? So, and it depends who's
Also,
gonna be.
Norman Powell, like I can't believe you guys were giving him all-star shouts and like telling LeBron he's a loser because he took Norman Powell's all-star spot. Norman Powell sucks. Who would have thought? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Every single player we think like, maybe this is the year that they're gonna show up in the playoffs. They said, no, brother, we're all shit in the bed again this year. Like,
how many have we named already?
oh my god, bro. It's
Like,
it's like a this is why this era sucks. There's just a plethora of people that just suck ass in the playoffs. They're just so bad.
maybe that's what the old heads are mad about.
Yeah,
but
that's
you know
what I'm
what? They
saying,
always.
dude.
But the only problem is the old heads only can't look at the stars and they don't look at the rest of the roster when they're shitting the bed. So that's, I guess, the difference. But yeah, that's kind of like the gist of this series. I
What
still
would you
think
say
it's
is your
gonna.
prediction?
So far, I think it's still hangs in the balance. What did I say? I said no. I remember because my Bucks. I picked Bucks for Indiana. For this one, I had Clippers. Like in our last
I
video.
think I picked Clippers, but
Yeah, no, I
I'm
know.
just like
Yeah,
I'm just so like I don't know. I don't know how to feel about this, dude.
I
They're going back to LA, right? So it's I think game 3 or game
I
4.
think I need one more
Kind
game.
of yeah.
Like to see how the Nuggets play, because the Nuggets also last year like lost by 50 and then almost won game 7 and then gave up a 20-point lead. And they don't have Mike Malone this year. So it's like kind of like what's going on there. Now if Jokic can overcome all that, and he's clearly being a leader, the thing after game 1 when they were asking about MPJ and he's like yo, if you're not ready and if you're not locked in at this point of the season, you shouldn't be here. But it was a good, actually a
PJ
good,
locked in though.
and he locked in. Like that's a fire leadership
With
moment,
15 boards.
and he's not wrong. So let's see. I think I need a couple, like a game or two more, because
So hard to think.
those are, like I know the Clippers took a road game, but it's too hard. They're too close. It's honestly two great teams playing. It's a great series. Like for the fans, this is the fan series to watch. And then we have our other series, other game happening today. The Warriors and the Rockets, where the Warriors stole one on the road. But I think the theft is different than the Clippers stealing one on the road. This one looked like Steph Curry is the Rockets' daddy, truth be told. And bro, yeah, just take it away, man. Like that was hilarious.
Oh my god, man. The Rockets are getting swept, bro. It's not. I'm sorry, but dude, me and Ulesh were watching the game that on Sunday night, and every time we look at the court, we're just like, "What the hell is this offense? What?" I told you guys this yesterday. At one point in the game, the Rockets started shooting threes because they knew, like, bricking threes, like they're just chucking it because they knew they were going to get the offensive rebound. They had 22 of those, and they still lost the game. Like, it was so, like, their offense is so bad. And what did I say the key was? Jalen Green and Fred VanVleet, can they shoot the ball well? They can't.
It's crazy because they out-rebounded them by like 16 rebounds.
They absolutely dominated them on the board. The only thing I'll say, the only way, like, because I think this is a mental block, and also their guard play just so bad that they can't overcome it. The only thing I'll say is Ime Udoka played Jabari Smith more minutes. Every time he's on the court, he's doing something good. Every time he's on the court, he's making a big shot. Give him more minutes. Give him more shots at the rim. Get him downhill. Give him the ball some more, because you playing Jalen Green and Fred VanVleet isn't helping anybody. If you're gonna play super big, play Jabari. Stop playing him 25 minutes. Stop.
Well, obviously, especially pre Jimmy Butler, but I still think you can get the Warriors if you're big enough. If you have in the same big, we know the Anthony Davis formula. It works like a charm on these guys. And yes, Jimmy Butler is a cool addition, but I still think you can outbig them. And Jabari Smith, maybe use him as like a ghost screening wing. Like if you have Sengun out there, you're giving Adams minutes. Why not Jabari Smith Jr.? The guard play has been crazy weird. Like I didn't know I'd have to actually say give Emin Thompson and Dylan Brooks more shots than Jalen Green, but it's happened.
19, 3 for 15.
And the thing about Jalen Green, he's just like Ja, or Demetrius rather. Like he has not improved since the 2021 draft. Everyone in that draft class has been improving steadily, whether it's Scotty Barnes or Evan Mobley and your kids, France. Like the great draft class, by the way. But Jalen Green, unfortunately, second overall pick, the lights continue to look bright for him. Like he just looks like he's there, and then he'll go outside. The same shit you said about Ja Morant applies here, which is kind of sad to say for Ja, but like Jalen Green, bro, you have Alfred Sengun, you have a complete team. Ime Udoka is not that bad of a coach. Like I'm sure he's setting them up for success. You can't play like this. I honestly think Golden State, you're saying, I know you're joking about being swept. I'm telling you, I said it last time. Golden State should not be this good. Like Houston should be winning this series, man. I don't care what the odds say. This is ridiculous.
Another thing. Oh my god, bro! I hate hearing that name. You know what the other thing is? I think I mentioned this like 100 pods ago when we were talking about the regular season. Sengun is the most inefficient big man I've ever seen in my life. He cannot. He was already like he as a center, like shooting 54% true shooting percentage is just insane. He can't draw free throws to save his life. He can't make layups to save his life. Even his rebounding game, it's all defensive rebounding. It's he doesn't really get off his rebound. That's why I want him to play Jabari, because Jabari is the only wing / big that actually can play in the paint. Like Sengun, he's just too inefficient, and it shows so much. it literally
Yeah.
like screams at you that when you're missing layups, missing easy bunnies, these things like that, it's like single bro. Like there's no way you're being guarded by these guys. There's no
Well,
way.
to me, okay, so for especially for regular season, like you're not wrong. Like that's why I didn't have him in my first two, three teams. He was in my fringe all NBA team, right? Because I was saying his numbers are down across the board this year, but team success has gone way, way up, right? And he's their all-star, this, and that. The thing about for me though, in game one, I don't really have a lot to say about Sengun as much as the other people shit the bed because
Oh yeah,
Sengun
for
was
sure,
still taking it to Draymond. Like you're not
for sure,
wrong.
for sure, for
You're
sure.
not wrong at all. But and it's like, but if Sangoon is giving you this solid play, everyone else has to come and hit some shots, man. Like that's the problem. That's why I'm not like gonna escape, like gonna call him out
No,
just
you're
yet.
right. You're right.
I'll
You're
see how
right.
game tonight goes. But what I saw last, like at one point, efficiency kind of goes out the window, and like he's taking it to Draymond and whoever's in front of him, spin move, jump hook, spin move, baby floater. Like he
Also,
was
the rest of
doing
his
all
team
that.
like not being able to shoot the ball to like save their
Exactly.
lives
So he had
doesn't
to do
help him at
everything,
all.
bro. Like that's the thing. It's unfortunate, but he had to do all of that and like scrape 26 points, right? And like, yeah, sure, could he get more rebounds? But he's giving it his all. The
That's
rest of
true.
them,
Yeah,
look at
you're
this
right. You're right.
efficiency.
You're right.
Oh my
You're right.
god, it's nuts. That's why the only thing I
Can
give
we
him
talk
some
about
slack.
why Dylan Brooks is like lost all of his swagger? Why is he not talking shit?
The one thing he like, I was gonna bring it up minorly, but what Vando is doing for the Lakers to get everyone fired up. That's the only job Dylan Brooks has, and he's already like lost his voice. It looks like is he scared
Draymond's in his head, bro. Already?
already? That's crazy, bro. That's
It's
crazy.
tough.
You have anything to say about the Warriors though? Steph Curry
I
is
don't,
still the
I
most
don't
insane
man.
shot maker of all time.
Steph just be doing shit, bro.
Who goes
But
in?
like, I can't watch Warriors basketball because I imagine watching Warriors basketball, which we already hate watching. Illegal screens, Mickey Mouse shots, all of the above. Podemensky, and then you add in Jimmy Butler basketball. It's the worst
Oh.
thing to watch ever. I cannot stand watching it. I won't say I won't. I cannot say anything positive. Congrats, you guys got the Pistons. Woo! You got the Houston Rockets. Woo! Have fun, bro.
No, it's true.
God.
100%. I don't know. Like, Buddy Hield is employed by this team, and they're up 1-0 in the series when they're supposed to be on the road. Oh, yeah. I don't know what to say about this one. It's
Whoever
crazy.
makes it to the second round, if these guys make it, they're getting swept. Like I don't care, bro.
Obviously, game two will tell us a lot more. It's going to be checking Houston's chain if it's real or not. So by next week, I think we're going to have a lot more to talk about this series, especially on the Warriors side. But this is iffy, and bias
It's like
is
it
there,
makes me
but
want to throw up thinking about this
yeah,
series.
like how, bro? But and we have the other last series of this playoff so far. Game two just happened. So yesterday, the Lakers are now tied 1-1 with the Minnesota Timberwolves. Bro, this game was so funny. Like, well, games one and two, because you even said it, and I'll start off with this and I'll let you go. It's like you were like, I'm not watching that game because if they lose, okay, like screw you, I'm out. If they win, they could have done this in game one. That's all you had to say, and it's pretty much the gist of the Lakers. So yeah, you could start. I watched the whole game, but it was
Dude,
interesting.
game one. When you watch game two, I watched the entire game at work today because I can't do it, dude. I have heart attacks when I watch the game. Watch the entire game at work today.
Yep.
I'm watching the game, and I wanted to throw my phone like out the window because literally what you said. I'm like, bro, how hard is it to care about a game playoff game? Like, how hard was it to do this game one?
Yeah.
All you needed to do was show some effort, rotate on defense, and be aggressive, getting downhill. Guess what LeBron did? He honestly, Minnesota is like the worst matchup for him. Okay, I admit it. Okay, have fun. Because he can't score on anybody because Rudy Gobert and they're just so big
You got
and
all
he can't
trees.
jump. He can't jump anymore. So
Yeah.
it's a tough matchup for him. But guess what LeBron did? He said, I'm gonna lock in on the other side.
Yeah.
He became
Yeah.
he was playing the most elite defense I've seen him play in like 4 years.
Insane. That's
But
a
I'm like,
big point.
but I'm like, guys, why do we have to wait for LeBron to lock in completely 100% for everybody else to do it? You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
why are we missing rotations all the time? Why are we missing, leaving wide open threes? our defense on Ant game one, I loved it. It's the effort in getting back to everybody. Ant played the bat. Ant didn't play a great game, bro. Him
No,
having 9 assists wasn't because he was making Jokic passes. Him having 9 assists is, oh shit, Nas Reed is wide open in the corner again.
and guess how
This is
many
the
assists
sixth
he had in
time.
game two?
How many?
0.
2.
No,
Oh my
Anthony
God.
Edwards. He had 0
Who would have
assists.
thought? Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, you said 2.
Like,
Oh, no, I was like,
like,
zero,
you know what I mean?
zero.
This is it's a pure effort thing, and I'm not saying that this series is over now. Like the Lakers play like this for the rest of the series,
No,
it's gonna
yeah,
be like that. But I'm saying that we led the entire game basically by 20, and it was all predicated on our defensive end. Our
100%.
offense really sucks right now, and it's just because there's not really a fix we can find unless we start shooting well, and we've never been a good shooting team. LeBron can't really get downhill like that on this team in general. He's
Yeah.
You can obviously tell his groin is like fried out the like wazoo. The two biggest things for the Lakers side for this series is Austin going to wake up, because people can say Austin like a playoff driver, but Austin last year and the year before, he had some great series.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
had moments. He
you
had
know,
lots
so
of
he can play.
moments.
He just gotta lock in, and I understand Ant is such a tough matchup, so that's why it gets like on the
Yeah,
offensive end. But we're not asking you to do much, brother. We're just asking you to play the normal offensive basketball you usually play.
yeah, that's
And then
it.
the second one, Rui Hachimura. Are you going to be useful ever in the end in anything other than shooting the ball and cutting? You are the worst type of 6'9" I hate.
Yeah,
You are a selfish motherfucker, man. You refuse to rotate on defense. You refuse to crash the glass. Like,
yeah,
I hate watching you play. Like,
bro.
all
He's a
you're good
career
at is
4 rebounds postseason per
he's
game.
6'9", bro. He's 6'9".
Yeah,
He had 5 rebounds. Like, there's no reason why you have 5 rebounds in the game. Like, you shouldn't be having 5, especially with everybody bricking. Nobody shot even 40%, bro. How do
yeah,
you get 5 rebounds? It's a pure effort thing. Like, he just refuses. He cannot get it through his thick ass Japanese skull that, brother, there's more things to the basketball than shooting and slashing. I appreciate your shooting very much. I'm not saying that's a negative. I'm saying, can you do what Michael Porter Jr. did in game 2? Can you lock in and go do the dirty work, man?
The
We have
thing about
LeBron, Reeves, and Luka.
the thing about Rui is that's the thing. Like JJ needs to talk to him on the side, or like, and obviously when we finally haul the roster next year, okay, it's not gonna be a super haul, but there's gonna be major fixes
He's
for
gone.
Luca, right? This is a tryout for Rui because there's another guy out there, a wing, two-way player that just like Rui that was waiting for an opportunity, and you could kind of find those guys. But Rui, you have the size, you have the intangibles. I mean, you have the tangibles to do it now, but it's here and it's here. Like, are you ever gonna lock in? And it's weird because there's people across from him. He doesn't have to go far to get an example of what we want. You said MPJ. When and like which one call it?
McDaniels.
Jaden McDaniels. Julius Randle is more of like a thing. Nas Reed, like some people who can muck it up and who can kind of hit their shots too. Like they're both ways. Like there's not, you don't have to look too far. Nickel Alexander Walker when he's on point. Like there's lots of examples you could use, bro. Like all across the league. Like I don't understand why he that much effort would go a long way for this Lakers team, especially for this postseason run. Like which is a very 50-50, right? And that's the thing. Like LeBron's defense, you already mentioned it. Like bro was rotating his ass off. Like the amount of I was scared his groin was gonna come off. Like it's like, oh shit, his leg just falls off the way he was moving. Luka, keep doing what you're doing. Honestly, shot making, everything. I don't give a shit. He's the best offensive player.
Also he is playing some tough defense, brother.
He has every rotations. He's also
making them. He's making them. He gets the lowest roll on defense, but he's rotating to the corner every time.
Yeah.
He's rotating to the 45. He's covering the lanes. He's doing his job, and that's all I need him to do on the defensive end. On the offensive end, you're the only thing I got. You're the only thing I got, bro.
Yeah, and look, if Luka's gonna do that. If Luka is gonna be able to do that on defensive end, Rui, like I'm sure you can kind of put in a little bit more effort. Just get your hands up there,
bro. Watch Dorian and then watch Rui.
No, that's exactly it. I would love to play Dorian more because he also meshes with Luka a little bit more, I feel like. But it's like Rui's just more offensively more gifted. We know that spacing wise, everything wise. But it's just like it's like a pick your poison thing, right? And like again, we have Jared Vanderbilt who like I actually love his mucking upness. Like, like he's the rough rider we need to kind of go out there and just like piss them off.
If Vando could have like any set, bro, he shoots 37% on layups. Like that's how bad he is on offense. If he had any semblance of offense, I would never need to see Rui play another NBA game for the
because
Los
Vando's
Angeles
defense,
ever
I
again.
love it, man. It's so good, and
Bro,
he's so he gets under their skin, and you need that in the playoffs. Like going back because Luka's gonna be yelling, Vando's gonna go with him. Like that's why Vando's doing these things. It's not for he's selfish. It's because he's to stand up for his team. And game one, and doing the thing. They're all talking shit, and even Reeves, right? He said he told Nas to shut the hell up because he's like, "I'll slap you." He's like,
shut the fuck
yeah. And the Laker boys got that. They got the heart. They just need to stay focused and like they even when they were cutting the lead to like 9, I wasn't super scared because you know why? It's like you guys are executing for the most part, and when need be, JJ will crash out, and that's a good sign of what Redick did yesterday.
Third quarter crash out was funny as hell.
Not much needed.
You know the big, Mr. Rob Pelinka just got an extension, right, Mr. Dipshit. Jackson Hayes, guess what? He's unplayable. Who would have freaking thought? Oh my god, he's unplayable. Wow.
That was also Rob Pelinka, right?
For the rest of the playoffs, he's unplayable. You know what I mean? Like, this is why we've been begging for a center, like an actual center.
It's like time. It's not just Lucas here. We've been begging. And they said, here's Jackson freaking Hayes. But, this series is cool. I think Lakers still got it in 6, truth be told. I don't think I think Minnesota kind of plays. They shoot themselves in the foot a lot. I think that's the thing. And okay, I just wanted to shout out this really quickly. I'm some kind of a center apologist today on this episode, but Rudy didn't get played off the floor in my opinion. He stayed in front as best as he could.
Who, Rui?
I mean, that's right. Rudy Gobert. Dude, it's not Rudy's fault, bro. It's not Rudy's fault. Again, it's not his fault for the team losing. It's the rest of those losers. That
every time he's on the court, we can't score, bro. The problem is he can't score, and the other
but
problem
no one else is scoring.
Nobody can score on their team. Yeah. That's the other problem.
Game 1, it didn't matter because everyone else scored.
If any of them could shoot the ball, imagine how much life easier would be for Rudy.
Okay, I was going to tweet this today. And I honestly think if Rudy wants this, the best potential to showcase him ever for his career, end it on a high note, because everyone's going to be like 4 defensive players of the year. The Lakers.
It's here, bro. Go play with Luka, bro.
Whoever Luka is, Rudy needs to play with that Luka. And he's gonna be a Hall of Famer by the end of that level.
I swear to God, he'll turn him into like at least Zubac level offense too.
Whatever you saw, Derek Lively and Daniel Gafford and freaking all those guys, Rudy is gonna be the peak of all of that.
And also, Rudy is for somebody who has 4 defensive player of the years, he is the most underrated defender I've ever seen. Dude.
It's nuts.
Bro, they said what's it called? Oh my God, Luka's frying him, bro. I'm watching the. Rudy's
what do you want him to do?
Rudy's playing great defense. He hits a crazy shot. What is Rudy supposed to do?
And also, he's making Luka take horse shots. Like even the ones in the paint where he goes like this and then he kind of moves it, he quickly throws it in. Those are lucky shots too, bro. Luka
that's just better offense. What do you like? Rudy is so underrated.
Hey, maybe if you tried something like that once in a while and Julius Randle, maybe your team would win. Like, I don't know. So that's the thing, right? So I just wanted to cut Rudy some bail the way I did Sengun there. Like, that's not the problem, guys.
It's not at all. Like, I don't think it's even close.
Bro, Mike Conley played 21 minutes. Give me 1 minute of you remember of him doing anything. Like, bro.
Oh, bro, they played Dante DiVincenzo. Anytime he was on the court, the Lakers would go 10-0 run.
Yeah.
10-0 run.
Also, it's not fun when you have magnet ball threes, huh? And like nobody guarding you. Yeah, exactly. So obviously there's some bias there, but it's true. Like this is how I thought the series was supposed to go. It's all about effort, guys. Like, and we'll go for 50 one of these games, but
These
not
are
every
two
game.
great. These are two teams that suck at shooting and just gonna grind out these games.
We got Memphis
We're
Grizzlies.
just gonna grind out these games. It's gonna be brutal until whoever both of these teams, whoever gets to the next round, they're gonna be like, thank God, because it is a grind fest.
It's
This
a tough
series
matchup for
it is
both.
a grind series.
But yeah, that's kind of like the gist that I have for that. Like you kind of nailed it. Reeves needs to be confident. Rui needs to
Yes,
be smart. LeBron, honestly, what he did yesterday and played all that defense,
I'm
Luka's
cool with it,
making
bro.
shots, that's fire. Because LeBron will have a series in the next couple of rounds, like where he's gonna be asked to do more.
He'll have a
And
game. He'll have a game in this series. Like a game four, a game
100%.
five, where
No,
he'll
I'm
just
not
lock in.
worried. I'm not worried. Like
Where he
it's the
gets.
effort, right? It's all
Mm-hmm.
about the effort. Jackson Hayes, like I don't know, bro, like go on a vacation or something. But yeah, when it comes to like quickly, just Anthony Edwards, he's gonna go off. He's gonna continue to get his numbers, but it's the thing with the Wolves is shot making, right? At the end of the day, like that's their from the last I think year or two. It's all about shot making. And if their shots aren't falling, they die by it, like very hard. That's the thing.
Especially like Nas and and
Yeah. Jay
Jaden.
McDaniels.
If they're not hitting like one or two threes in the first quarter, it gets rough for them after because
Yeah.
they start playing this weird like and just like throws himself at the rim offense.
Yeah.
And it just
Yeah.
doesn't work. It just doesn't work. So there's definitely some successes that the Lakers found that is called effort and playing to your scheme which JJ, which that's why I couldn't even blame JJ after game one. I'm like, bro, these guys, none of these guys cared, and I couldn't blame him. The scheme was fine. We're playing Ant the right way. Just keep keep what we're doing up. Keep the defensive intensity up,
Mhm.
and we just gotta pray that the shots start to fall eventually.
That's true. No, but yeah, that's kind of like the gist of our first two opening games for most of these series. Obviously, by next week's episode, we will have a more definitive outlook on what how each series already finished or is going to end. I think we can make those bold calls then. So far, the Magic are still in the game, 47-50,
Say the other score. Say the other score.
and France has 14 points. Jalen Brown also has 14 points, so they're going at it. Miami Heat and Cavaliers, 53-37. Cavaliers are up. I obviously don't have the full box score out, but
I have
Donovan
it here.
Mitchell, 7, 4, and 6 already. So
Mobley, 10-2, 1-1. Four
there you
for
go.
five, 1 for 3, 1 for 2 from three.
Yep.
Talk shit.
And I just wanted to quickly point out, I think this is going to be our fourth episode in a row, fourth week in a row of consistency. So
Boom.
a like button for the consistency part and leave a comment on what other types of videos you want us to do other than just recapping because we love recapping. We could talk for hours, but I think it'd be cool to do other kinds of stuff too. As you guys could tell, we're kind of at the end of this week's episode. This week's episode. Appreciate all the love and support we get on social media. And Ush, do you have any final words?
I'm good. Thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Um, Give us 5 stars on Spotify and Apple Music, Apple Pods. Enjoy your
Yep.
days.
Hashtag not Rudy's fault.
No
And
centers faults.
no, sir.
Peace.
Peace.